Hey guys, it's Karsh from OneTap. So today I'll be taking you through all the different ways you can check in your visitors, whether that be students, employees, guests for events, members, customers, etc. Anyone who will be checking in. So the very first thing you want to probably do is like obviously load the lists, create the lists. I created another video about that, and then load the profiles, which are all the members or just I guess all the visitors who will be coming in, the unique people that will be coming into your at your event, class, course, seminar, etc. And you can also, by the way, set up some automation. So where like, the stuff comes in automatically. You click on connect to other apps, there's an instruction there. So to continue, talk about the check-in process, we made this handy button right here called check-in. The instructions and all this may change, but I'm just going to walk you through the high level steps here. So for starters, the most popular and the most common method of checking in people, I would say, is the public QR code or the self check-in link. This is super popular because you get to offload the entire check-in process to them and even the registration process if you don't have the names of the members already preloaded in the profiles page, you can just delegate this whole thing on them. So the easiest way to do this is just to hit the share button and do the universal check-in link. And literally, this is a link that will show you that will show all the lists that are going on today. So like lists, for example, represent classes, courses, events, meetings, etc. So if I click on this, the first thing that I'm going to see on my account here is all the different like lists that I've gone on today. So I have like 4 or 5 different like lists here. One for like this workshop, and then this one for studio, one for sushi making class, culinary class, art class, and then graphic design course. These are recurring lists. What that means is that like basically we made a whole video about like I made a whole video about this. It's basically a folder like structure where you define a schedule and then a new list is automatically created for that class on that day. Okay, so as soon as we go over here, we're going to see welcome, good afternoon, and then what are you looking to check in for, right? So I see all the lists that are here. So if I click on, for example, test, so if I click on this sushi making class right here, I can go ahead and register here. I can register myself here, or I can like look for a name and just check in. So if I go over to my profiles database, I can see that I've loaded in a bunch of names. So I'm going to pick a name here, Johnson, okay? And I'm going to click on this check-in link, type in John, hit continue, and easy as that. I've checked in on that list. Now, if I go back to the list here, and if I go back into the sushi making class, I should be able to see that there's one person that's checked in, and that's Johnson. And I can sort this by check-in date and all that. Now, there's more ways to customize this whole page where you can have it by check-in codes instead of by name. I covered that in a separate video where you can customize a lot of things here. So you can customize it based on like if you want to use the code, you can customize it. You can put a location restriction, time restriction, decide who gets to check in, etc. But for this video, I'm just going to keep it simple. I can also go ahead and register onto this course here, which is also something that's important because if you haven't loaded in someone's name or someone's a walk-in, you can do that as well. So for example, I'm going to say Karsh K and hit register. And as easy as that, I can go ahead and check in on that list as well. So simple as that. So I've basically so I basically registered myself and I've checked in. And you can look at more information when you click on this panel. Sorry, when you click on that entry, here's the panel that comes up. And we see the name, the email, the whatever other registration information that came in from the registration form. You can also see the location if that person has turned on check-in location, the link that they use to check in, as well as the QR code passes and all that. Now, that is the public self check-in link, and the universal link just shows all the lists. Now, if I just want to do it just only for one list, what I would do is I would just click over here and I would just hit the share button, or I would go inside the list right here and then hit the share button and share check-in link. And now this is going to be only for that one list rather than having a universal link that shows all the different lists that are there. Okay, so that's basically the public self check-in links and the public self check-in QR code. Keep in mind, you can also download this QR code by hitting the save image as or copy image button or the download QR code button. And professors, for example, will put this up on their slide deck, or you can put this up, you can print this out and put it onto a wall, and people can scan that on their own phone and they can check in. The second check-in method we're going to be talking about is the self check-in kiosk. So right now we're covering, in the first half of the video, we'll be covering all the things that the visitor can do themselves. So you as an admin just have to set it up, and that's it. So to do the kiosk app, what you want to do is you want to download the OneTap check-in app. If you just type in OneTap, and if you go over here to download, if you go to the Apple App Store, be able to see it. So this is designed for the admins. This is not for the visitors, but we're inside the admin app. We're gonna put it into the kiosk mode. I have the iPad app running right here on this window. So as soon as you open it, it's gonna open up the most recent list. In this case, for me, it's like sushi making class. And what we'll do is we're gonna go and hit this button right here, and we're gonna go into the kiosk mode. So the kiosk mode is literally like the same kind of check-in process as the link that we had. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and like pick someone's name, for example, from the list. So in this case, I'm gonna pick Caleb, and I'm just gonna type in the name, or as soon as I click on it, it gives me the whole directory. So Caleb, search for the name, and then see all the options here for all the different lists that are coming up, same as the link. I'm just gonna pick one, so I'm just gonna pick Glass Blowing Studio. That's it. Easy as that. I'm done. I'm checked in. Now, if I go back into my lists, go into the Glass Blowing Studio, I'm going to see Caleb here. Now, what if I want to pin this? I'm just going to cover the high level settings right now. So what if I want to pin this to a specific list? I don't want people choosing the list. I want to check everyone into only this list right here, right? I just go over here, choose a list, and that's it. Now, if I go and check in, for example, Isabella, I'm gonna see this. I'm gonna see the screen here. I'm not gonna see all the lists that are showing up, that are going on for today. I'm just gonna see that one list for that day. So easy as that. We've checked in and we're done. Now there are more advanced settings here, like how you can customize the kiosk. You can change all sorts of stuff like color, title, and all that. The messages, the logo, and everything is customizable. So, but that will be a separate video just about the kiosk. Now let's dig into the third one, which is the QR code passes. And these are individual passes, by the way. Don't confuse this with the public QR code, because these passes belong to it's like a unique code that's assigned to that one person, okay? And so what we have to do in order to check that person is obviously we have to give them the QR code pass, right? So we have to send it over to them. So once we've sent it over to them, they're gonna download that as an image or keep that into their Apple Wallet. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically go on the kiosk side as an admin. We're either gonna give them the kiosk, the self-checking kiosk, or we're gonna like check them in using our iPhone, like in the behind the desk mode or from the dashboard. So let's do an example here. So I got Caleb over here who has a profile, or let's just pick Brown. And we're gonna go over here and we're gonna see that in the passes right here, we're gonna see all the, like by default, as soon as a profile is created, we automatically create a QR code pass for them. Just hit the view all button and you should be able to see that default pass that we've created. We can always create a new pass, an individual pass, like a single pass for them. So for example, we can say, for example, Brown's pass only for that one event, or we can delete this pass and create a new one, okay? We can also do this in bulk with a bunch of people, and that's called like group passes. So we can say, for example, like, hey, this is like, for example, for an event A passes, and we can say, hey, this has maybe like, 5 people that are attending. You can upload an Excel file also, and then you can hit the save button, and then this will automatically give all those 5 people passes. It takes a little bit of time to create those passes, but it should be visible as soon as it's ready. But we're just going to focus on the basics here. So we're going to choose the name right here. We're going to hit passes, view all, and we're going to see that pass right here. Now, each pass has a public link. So this is the link that's meant, the same as the public check-in link. This is the link that's meant for the visitor. So this is what the visitor would see on their phone. And what we're going to do is we're going to send this link to them. So we can hit the share button and send it to their email, okay? And I'll show you what that email looks like. And then we will basically be on the visitor side, they're going to hit the download to Apple Wallet or save it as a photo. And they're just going to present this, or they can just present this page over to you. And then once we do that, we're going to be checking them in. So let's get into the iPad app and then show you what that looks like. So I have the iPad kiosk app open right here. So what we need to do is the very first thing that we do is we will just hit the tap to scan here button. And this will open up a camera that will come up, and then the visitor can just scan their QR pass here. And on the iPhone, this is what it looks like. You want to go and select the list first. So I have a recurring list for the culinary class. So let's say, for example, I want to check in people into today's list for the culinary class on the 27th. I click on that. And then once I click into that, I'm going to see all the names here. These are the people who are already on the list, for example, the parent list. So as soon as we hit that, we're going to hit this button right here. So the QR code scanner button, and we're going to scan this pass. So just as a little bit of a just to backtrack a little bit, when you send that pass to that person, this is what they're going to see on their email. They're going to see the email that says, "Hey, we've sent you this pass. Here's how you can access the pass." And as soon as they click on that, they're going to be taken to this page, which is what they're going to see on their phone. It's going to say, you can download this pass as a photo, or you can add it to your Apple Wallet. Here's basically your email address, and here's the pass, and here's a unique identifier for that pass. Now we're gonna scan that pass, and as soon as I scan it right here on the iPhone app, I'm gonna see the name come up. So I see Karsh K come up, and then I hit check in, and then easy as that, I've checked in Karsh into the event, goes back to the camera, but we can dismiss that, and then we just like literally will see Karsh as being checked in on this list at the bottom right here, and then we can look at the time and the location and all that. So now when we talk about check-ins, we covered the public self check-in link. We've covered the kiosk, which is for the visitors. We've covered the QR passes, like the private one. There's few more options here. There's one more option here, which is there's two more options, the visitor app and then the SMS code. The SMS code is kind of unique because for people who don't have a smartphone, you can have them text our phone number, the 1-800 number with the unique code. Their profile, their phone number on the profile has to be the same. So if I go to the profiles tab, go over to Brown, the number has to be the same. That's how it identifies that person. And then the code tells our system which event they're checking into. And it's a series of back and forth text messages that will confirm that they have. I'll ask them questions like, "Hey, are you ready to check in?" And they can reply yes, and they can check in. As an example here, I have my phone right here. So the very first thing you want to probably just do is just say hello, text the phone number. It's going to say message here or check in to continue. Say here, what is your check-in code? It says it's going to say, I think I found you. With Karsh, just reply yes, it says yes, and then yeah, we'll say awesome, you checked in. As soon as you've checked in, it will show up right here. So we'll say 2:42 p.m. That's when I checked in right now. That's the SMS code. Now to continue, the next check-in method is going to be the visitor app. You can download the OneTap visitor app. There's a URL right here to download from the App Store or from the Google Play Store. This app is meant for, I think if you type in OneTap visitor app iOS and then go right here, you should be able to see the App Store link. And then, yeah, so this app is meant for visitors. It's not meant for admins. The check-in process is literally identical to the self-check-in link because we don't want to make it more confusing. So if I want to do a check-in, for example, for this specific event, I do share check-in link, and I'm going to open up the visitor app, and I'm going to scan the same QR code, and I'm going to explain what the difference is or what the benefits are for using the visitor app. So I've got the OneTap visitor app open right here. We just want to hit the tap to scan here button, and then literally what we'll do is we'll go over to the QR code that is presented on this screen. And as soon as we scan that QR code, which is what the admin does, and then we just click on the allow the allow location. If the visitor wants to allow the location. And then literally after that, it will get the location, and then it will ask you to find a name and check in. So if we go to our profiles database here, we want to see all the people who are on our list. We're going to pick a name here. So we're going to pick Sophia, and then type in Sophia. And then we'll give you like the suggestion of different names that match that. You hit register and check in. The reason why register and check in is because Sophia is not already on this art history workshop. So as we can see, Sophia is checked in. Easy as that. And there's the same QR code pass. This is the private QR code pass for Sophia that's also available here. So if we can also look at the attendance history or just hit the done button, and that's it. So yeah, that's basically how you do it. You can also customize this to use check-in codes instead of names, which is also flexible. But at the end of the day, yeah, just all the check-in records come over here. Now, to conclude the video, we're going to cover two more ways that you can check in as an admin. They're going to be pretty self-explanatory. So we just covered all the different self-check-in methods. Now let's talk about the admin side. So you as an admin can literally go on any list and you can add someone and you can check them in. So for example, I'm going to click on this right here, Nathan, and I'm going to add Nathan into the list. And I'm going to click in and I'm going to sign in Nathan. You can also do the checkouts the same exact way. Just go to the settings and turn on checkouts. And you can click on this again and you can check out. And people can also do this using the link, the kiosk. It's the same flow. The same thing that you did to check in is the same thing you would do to check out. And you would add a checkout timestamp. Now you can also edit and delete records. So you could be like, for example, hey, I know that maybe Sophia didn't show up today. Or like I want to go into, for example, this list right here and I want to get rid of someone who's like, I'm like, hey, maybe this person in this course is canceled and maybe no one showed up. I want to do remove from list and then remove this person from the list. Easy as that. So we go back to having an empty list. The other thing that you can do is you can also check in people from the iPad app. So I got the iPad app right here. You want to hit the leave kiosk mode if you're already in kiosk mode. And as soon as you open up the iPad, you're going to be on this main page, which has all the different lists here. So like literally you want to go inside the list. So for example, hey, I know that in sushi making class, for example, I want to add like 3, 4 names there. People that are going to show up. You hit the search button right here, search directory button, and then you can, for example, click a few of these names. So for example, I'm going to click like these names right here. And then you can hit the little like button right here to check in people. So you can click on Brown, Caleb, and then you can check them in that way as well. And in the same way, if you want to delete people, you can always delete people off the list. So you just hit the delete button right here, then that will delete that person off that list. Cool. So now the next step is to look at the attendance history, which I'll cover in a different video. But this covers the check-in process at a high level. And I believe that should be, yeah, that's everything that's so far. This is like the most common ways that people check in using OneTap. There is the API, which is, for example, if you're integrating with other tools or you want to do check-ins and check-outs programmatically, that's also an option. Another option that I can think of is also the check-in all option. So let's say, for example, you got 21 people here for baking class, and for some reason you want to, for example, you want to check them all out. You can do list options and you can do check in and check out all, and this will check out all the names on that list, all 21 people in bulk. You can also do the same exact thing with check in all. So for example, I have a sign in sheet here and I want to add maybe like a few more profiles here. And I know for a fact, for example, all these people are present, so I can just do check in all, and then there it is, check in all. And then the same options are available on the iPad as well. So if you go inside a list, you can always hit this button right here, and you can do list actions. You can do you're gonna see, sorry, in actions you're gonna see check in all, and you're gonna see check out all as well. That's pretty much it for the video. Let us know what you think. If you have any other ideas about different types of check-in processes and different ideas. One last thing to add to this is that when you do a QR code, you can also use existing barcodes. That's also a possibility. So if you go to view all passes, create pass, you can do custom barcodes and you can bring in and like a barcode that students are already using, that your school's already using, like a key tag or something like that. You can just reverse scan that code using this button right here, and you can get the value and you can program that into OneTap. So you don't have to allocate new QR code passes. You can just use whatever people are already using. That's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching.